So I'm recording it. This is the first call of self-healing journey, but it's also the first call if you're on the rich healer journey. The way the rich healer modules are divided is the first 6 of them, the first 6 weeks, it's about reconnecting to you. He's doing a lot of self-healing and raising your vibration, looking at where you still have maybe some fear, some anxiety, some personal blocks to visibility, some blocks to money, anything that is kind of getting in the way of you selling you as a healer. Now, the self-healing tools, there are 5 self-healing habits, and a few, I'll walk you through them, and hopefully you'll start to make them your own, and you'll start to remember how to release energy quickly. Just like if you've ever seen duckies in the lake, you know, they fight over a piece of bread, and then they kind of swim away, and they shake their little tushy and they shake their little butts. Horses will do that. They'll start to run away, gallop, like they'll go galloping, and then they kick their hind legs. Dogs will shake. We as human beings, and you'll hear me and see me go, like, I'll shake my body when I feel energy leave. It's spontaneous. And I kind of laugh, like the joke is that I teach you guys how to burp and kind of fart energy that you never knew you were supposed to. So here's what happens. We are, as energy beings, live in an aquarium. We live in this container of energy, right? And like an aquarium, if we don't clean the filters, we don't put in new water, we don't put in new oxygen, our emotions and our health is going to suffer, because we are living in this energy, this auric field. And if we're not letting in light, we're not letting in love, we're not letting in new life by opening it up, and I'll show you guys how to do it in a few minutes, you're going to live in a water, in an energy that is a fearful energy. So, you know, we connect to the light streams, we connect to this higher consciousness, we connect to love, so that you're at your best. You are emanating love, you're connecting to all of life, you're empowered. So when you start to be more visible and you want to be seen and you want to attract clients and you want to kind of follow your intuition, you do it from this place of emanating positivity and love, which is a much more attractive energy, right, than one where you feel insecure and don't look at me, right? So one of the girls in the first round of Rich Healer that started 8 weeks ago, she shared with me how she used to go to networking events and hate it. She'd hide in the car, she wouldn't want to go, she felt really, really small. And now she goes like much more easily. She just goes and she feels happy. She's looking forward to meeting people. She's working the room. Now that's a big shift in just a few weeks, right? Like from, oh, I don't want to be seen, to, all right, I want to be of service. I want to sell my services, you know. So wherever you are on that spectrum, the tools will help you get to your next level. They'll help you discover who you're supposed to be without them. So you'll sort of emerge like a butterfly, you know, out of the cocoon. So that's kind of the intro to why I divided the 12 weeks into 2. One is really going to be about you raising your vibration, looking at where I'm at every day. Am I in my PD party? Am I hanging around feeling negative, like this isn't going to work for me? Or am I shifting over, using the tools? Am I shifting over to deciding and spelling it out and making it be a spell that this works for me, I'm successful, manifesting comes to me easily? And like, if you live in that movie room of positivity and you write it out, you believe in it, and you're in that emotion of I've manifested my goal versus this is crappy, I'm anxious, I'm fearful, nothing's happening, right? So those two extremes, knowing how to kind of make your way back to the truth, back to who you really are, back to being in control and being like, this is where I'm at, this is my goal, and I'm starting to move towards it. Okay, so the first step in that journey is the first self-healing habit, the first pillar of happiness that I received in 2010 after I worked on 22? I think it's 22 people in 5 days. I was in Paris and I did 22 sessions on clients. After I had done a tour in the US, I was promoting my meditation CD. So I met a lot of women, and I came home to Las Vegas, and I'm like, universe, angels. I was working with angels a lot back then. And I asked them to give me a way to help more women, because in every session, I would clear their chakras. I would read their cards. I would, do energy healing and psychic readings. And I felt like they were missing the point on who they really were. I felt like there was this thing I needed to do more for them. So I immediately in the meditation received the 5 pillars of happiness and started to teach them and use them in my life. So ever since then, it's been a blessing, because it's like so much more. I get to manifest with greater ease, and I get to see the brilliance in these 5 steps, in these 5 healing habits, of how we can use them for anything, and how we can use them to shift anything, and how a lot of us are already doing it. It's just, I really like when it's like steps, I really like steps. So I don't know if anybody else relates to that, but I really like it when it's focused, because when we do energy healing and we do the light work, it can be a little bit like woo-woo and spacey, and we don't know where we're going, but the steps really anchor us into something concrete. So